The feeling of solitude, the feeling of abandonment, the sensation that you are all alone. In horror games, this is common, right? But what about in games that aren't explicitly looking to create that kind of atmosphere? It may not create the feeling to the same degree as games based in horror. However, digging around sometimes, and when under the right circumstances, things can make a game feel different for a moment. In a way it may not have been intended to. This is not some kind of artsy project of mine. It's simply a retelling of an event that happened to me. Now this brings me to Cyberpunk 2077. Those who've played the game know the city itself is buzzing with people. With crime spread throughout, people walking all over, and cars driving non-stop all around you. I was driving around the city. I was just making time as I was debating on which mission to work on next. In doing so, I stumbled upon this. Absolutely nothing. No people. There's no cars. And again, if you've played this game, you're probably aware of this section of the map. But it doesn't take away how drastically different it is compared to the rest of the city. Almost wrong, in a way. Especially for a game that was meant to show off how impressive the city was in it. Why do I mention this? Well, because for me, the experience was quite the weird one. Let's picture what was happening for a moment. I was sitting there in complete silence, except for the game audio. I had no more calls or missions coming through the game. It felt entirely isolated. The footsteps, the background noise in the game, and nothing else. You see, I managed to stumble on this area right as the video that I was listening to in the background came to an end in my room. This was at night. I was sitting there alone at 2 and 3 in the morning, just wandering around in this area. It simply felt off. As if for just a moment, I was not playing that same game. You might think that's a stretch, but the circumstances couldn't have played out more perfectly. With everything silent and only the small bits of audio I was getting from the game, it was truly something interesting to me. It was the one time the game drew me into the idea of just walking or running around this area. This isn't a theory or a deep dive into the game. I want to make that very clear. It's just a recollection of mine. However, it is something that I've revisited several times throughout my different playthroughs of the game. I don't know why it stuck with me. I think it's just been intriguing to me how foreign that feeling of solitude was in this game, whenever I walked around this specific section of the map. I will say that this feeling is something that I think many can relate to. Perhaps not in the game like I did, but in the real world.